Good morning, everyone. Darius Dell here to present our macro minute for Wednesday, October 20th, 2021. So you got stocks flat to down this morning, commodities down, bonds sideways, dollar sideways. Big news in the markets. Bitcoin's flirting with its all-time high. It's up 50%, nearly 50% month over month. It's overbought in our probable range process. There's 17% immediate term downside to the lower boundary of its probable range. But again, in these bull runs, particularly early in the early to mid phase of the Bitcoin bull runs, you don't see many abilities to buy at the lower boundary of the probable range. So you're going to have people who bought the highs in April and they're going to try to get out. And so we're likely to see some correction. But again, I don't think we're going to see that low boundary probable range. And that's pretty much true for a lot of risk assets. A lot of investors are likely trapped on the bear side and are looking to chase. And so you're probably not going to get too many opportunities to buy as we progress throughout Q4. On the economic front, the big news yesterday was progressives met with President Biden, Vice President Harris, and Treasury Secretary Yellen on Tuesday. The big news coming out of that meeting was a progressive caucus chairwoman, Pramila Jayapal. She effectively put a 1.9 trillion to 2.2 trillion price tag on the agenda. I still think it's coming down from there, but it's going to be somewhere between Manchin's 1.5 and the lower boundary of that 1.9 trillion there. That's positive, very positive actually on the margin. If we go to this chart here, this is something we've been talking about for a while, is that the taper was always this sort of boogeyman, the scarecrow, but the reality is that the blue line there was going to continue up, albeit at a slower pace as a function of tapering. The real risk was whenever the Treasury came back with respect to its Treasury General account and its public debt borrowing out of the U.S. government, when that would actually start to slow this line, this net liquidity line, Fed balance sheet minus the Treasury General account, when that would actually cause this line to inflect negative. I still think that's a mid to late Q1 event, which means we have some time for stocks and risk assets in general to continue parting in Q4. Getting into our signals, overbought this morning: DAX, S&P 500, MSCI Emerging Market Index, WTI, copper, and Aussie dollar. Oversold the VIX. In terms of the setup today, S&P 500 has 0% upside versus 4.7% downside. Bloomberg Dollar Index 1.3% upside versus 0% downside. And then the 10-year Treasury yield, that's 7 basis points of upside versus 17 basis points of downside. As I mentioned, obviously a lot of downside and a lot of ranges, but you may not get opportunities in risk assets because a lot of bears are trapped and they have to chase. So with that, wrapping up our macro minute for Wednesday, October 20th, 2021. Thank you.